Here's a picture of me and Brian and Scott. I think Scott was about 3 there, and he's turning 29 this year. So, 26 years ago picture. How about that? And Brian was about 5, and that's my natural hair color. Look how skinny I was. Holy moly. Well, earlier I got all dolled up and had a bunch of resumes on hand with my little leather folder and looked pretty okay. And I waited for the bus to go to a job fair. And I waited and waited and the bus never came. So I asked to borrow my mom's car and I got to borrow it. I went up to the job fair, walked around in this little crowded room with a bunch of 18-year-olds wandering around looking at different job things that they could do. I think I was the oldest one in there, except one other lady who was working behind one of the desks. But that's okay. There were a lot of home care services, quite a few that wanted volunteers, which is fine, but I need an income. I mean, if I was able to sustain myself, I would volunteer for them, no problem. But most places I don't qualify, or I'm too old, or I can't get there because you need a car. What a bummer. But there were a couple possibilities. One's working for the government, which I don't really have any qualms for. It's being an international courier, and I'm not really sure what that means. But it sounds intriguing, doesn't it? They said you have to live overseas, which would be a problem because I have a kitty here. I'd never get it anyway. But it sounds interesting. It's probably not. The other one is working for a temp agency here in town, and the lady was pleased that I knew more than one language. She said, "Do you know Arabic?" I said, "No." She goes, "Oh, I could get you a job tomorrow." I'm like, "Really? In the Midwest?" Well, I may have to check into that. She said, "Either that or Mandarin Chinese." "Do you know Mandarin Chinese?" I said, "No." She said, "Either job, you can get a job right away. Either language." Wow. Okay. Headache because of the weather change. It was cold today and very windy. Some snowflakes spitting out of the sky. I'm not sure what to make for dinner. I think I'll make chicken for dinner and eggplant parmesan. Cook it so I can eat it tomorrow. And I promised my mom I'd make some more carrot cake for her. So I will be doing that. Applying for stuff online because most of these places handed you a little piece of paper saying, "Here's our website, apply online." You're like, okay. Like, why do you bother even showing up here at the school if everything's online? Okay. Cat's in the window sleeping. I discovered something cool on the internet. I watched someone else and she suggested something called binaural sounds. BINAURAL. It's like a low pitch and a high pitch played together, plus vibrations and hippie stuff. Ooh. It is kind of interesting. I'm going to have to check into that some more. And I've been blonde since 2000 because I was in a play. My natural color is kind of a reddish brown. Since 2000 I was in a play where the other characters were blonde and they said, "Can you dye your hair or wear a wig?" I said, "Well, okay." So I've been blonde since, for years and years and years. And I'm going to try mixing one of the blondes with a light brown. One of three things will either happen. It'll turn out really cool, it'll turn out really crappy, or I'll lose my hair and I'll be bald. I shouldn't laugh. But if I do it now to see if it'll work, I have some time to let it grow out before July. That's when Scott's getting married and my mom says something about, "Don't you want to get your nails done?" See, I don't have nails at all. They're like tissue paper. They bend back and forth. I said, "No, I don't want to get my nails done because you have to keep them going and it's $20 every 2 weeks. I don't have that kind of money to have them filled in and polished and all that crap every other week." She's like, "Well, don't you want to look nice and don't you want to do this and don't you want to do that?" It's like, I don't want to be pretentious. If they can't accept me for who I am, then I'm sorry for them. I will present myself as nicely as possible, and I hope to lose some weight before then. Other than that, I am not a pretentious person. I'm honest, and what you see is what you get. There's nothing to hide. My life's an open book. If anyone ever has a question you want to ask me. If I don't want to say it in front of everyone, I'll send it to you in a private message, the answer, whatever it would be. I have nothing to hide, officer. No? Well, let's get this up, shall we? Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow's Whoop Whoop Wednesday. Yeah. I have a joke for you, too. Upward and onward.